Speaking of a team that is not used to being here, the Detroit Lions, the 3 seed in their first playoff game in over 30 years, get the W in a close game, probably the best of the playoff weekend. They beat the Rams 24-23. Cameron, man, what are your thoughts about this one?
Well, all roads go through Detroit, so I honestly think that they are as advertised. Kind of like what I was saying about their defense. I guess it's. I don't think Alex Anzalone and I don't think Jack Campbell. I mean, even though they drafted him, is the answer. And I don't even think maybe the secondary, the ones that they have right now, Gardner Johnson and Sutton, maybe they can keep them. But I do think, Amon-Ra St. Brown, dude, that dude is lights out, bro. He's good. He's very good.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
And he won. I think it was a year ago or 2 years ago. He won the game-winning pass against the Vikings, and that was their first win since I believe 2017. So yes. I'll just say this: if you can't stop the run, and if you can't stop the play-action pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta, and you have the two dynamic running backs, it's going to be a problem. That's all I got to say.
I can dig it. Yeah, I mean, look, we've seen how good that offense is for the Lions, Nathan. And look, they're on a rush. And I love the players on that defense. But I'm gonna be very honest, man. That Lions defense isn't the best defense in the league.
No.
Yeah,
and it does need some work. They do. It wouldn't hurt if they get look for a linebacker. They need a couple. I think they need a good safety over the top. Need another corner. Aiden Hutchinson needs another guy on the other side of him. They've got some pieces, but they also give Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn has got I think he's got a system with those guys. Mm-hmm. So I think if they can build on the defense, I think they'll be okay. But yes, but when it mattered defensively, they got some timely stops. So,
yeah,
give the defense credit.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of that, their defense had the Rams were in the red zone. I think three times, and all three of those times they had to settle for a field goal. Yep. That is such a huge difference. But then also, and Nathan, you and I talked about this. It was also some time management issues. I mean,
yes,
they took a timeout. I think Matt Stafford took one right after halftime, and you're just
that was weird.
I didn't understand that, man. That was something. I mean, we know we dealt with that in Washington. That definitely was something where it was kind of like once he came late in the game, you don't have these timeouts, and he definitely could have used it because he definitely could have used the timeout after that one time where he got hit like 3 or 4 times, and the NFL tried to still tell me that they are protecting their players. When you look at his eyes, he's like, and I was like, oh, are we protecting him? Is that what that is? I understand Cam. I understand because Cam's a runner, so we're not going to protect the runners. But you Stafford's one of your boys. So I had an issue with that.
Well, I did think some of the time management and decision making definitely played a role. If you remember in the second half, he burned 2 timeouts. Mm-hmm. One, it was early in the third quarter, and then early in the fourth, and he just had the one last 4 minutes. And I'm thinking, well, why? And I don't understand, especially if you're down 1. I understand. I don't know if it's you're trusting Aaron Donald and the crew, but the season has shown that they're not a reliable defense to an extent. Mm-hmm. You punted the ball. That makes no sense. And you just watch the clock. You just watch them. They needed 3 plays, less than 3-4 plays to win the game. So, if one would kind of argue if you at least had 2 timeouts, you probably would have had something to work with there. But I know Sean McVay is definitely going to look back on this and say, like, damn. But overall, I mean, give them credit. I mean, this was probably this was a good season for them. I mean, to see where they were last year, to miss the playoffs, and they did it all this year. Matthew Stafford showed us why he has a ring. Puka Nacua should be in the conversation rookie of the year. Kyron Williams, I will again. They'll be okay. But I mean, hey, look, I felt like, you and I talked about this, Sean. The scapegoat versus two $100 million contracts. Matthew Stafford versus Jared Goff. So,
wow.
Like we all know what Matthew Stafford, I think is arguably one of the best line quarterbacks in their franchise history. But yes, he's 0-3 when he made the playoffs for them. And was he booed? Yes. But he's the enemy. Here's Jared Goff. Second year, this is another year. He looked good, made the timely stops and made the right plays, all those different things like that. So I think for me, I know we talked about the game. This game would decide who won what, but I think it was a win-win for both teams. So
that's what I think too.
Yep. And that's why it came down to the wire.
That's
why.
Absolutely.
That's right.
It was like they knew what we were talking about. They were like, "Oh, what? He's gonna win? Oh no, wait a minute, I'm gonna win this thing." Yeah. And hey, look, and Matt Stafford, to his credit, over 300 yards, got a touchdown. Did throw the 2 picks and did have some interesting things to say about Detroit. They kind of went a little hard on his boys. They were booing his boys. It's all. I mean, it is what it is. Detroit. Come on, man. You gotta Detroit. Just give him a pass on this one.